I'm Yuli Talyansky. I'm a PhD candidate at the Keck School of Medicine. I work in the Spellberg lab, and we work mostly on Acinetobacter baumannii, which is a pathogen that's widely drug resistant and is responsible for a disproportionate number of deaths, particularly in ICU patients, in whom it causes pneumonia and sepsis. So since this is a pretty pervasive health threat, we develop antibodies as passive immunotherapies. And my particular project focuses on how exactly this bacteria manages to evade the immune system. It seems to be invisible as far as that is concerned, and that is critical for its ability to cause disease. So when I began this project a few years ago, we really didn't know what was going on. And since then, we've made some progress. And since I'm a PhD student, I'm still kind of learning the ropes. And so I thought that partnering with an artist, art is something you don't really think about in a PhD. That might give me a fresh perspective. And it might also get me out of my dusty molecular biology way of life. So I partnered with Susan, and so we did.
And I'm Susan Price, and I'm retired, and part of what I do in retirement is paint. I've always been artistic, but now I have time and nothing else I'm supposed to be doing. And I have a great reverence for science, unlike some other people. And I saw this collaboration effort on Facebook and other people, and I said, oh, let me play. And at first, for some reason, Yuli, I kept thinking was a chick, and I'm a lab rat, and I'm in a study where the monthly infusion of something or nothing, double blind, is at Norris. And so we got together, and he came downstairs and he said, I'm Yuli. And I went, oh, all right, okay. And he did a lovely PowerPoint, very colorful, very artistic, to explain what he's doing and how baumanni is dangerous and what he was doing. There's a fur baby. And I tried to use some elements, both the information and the words and some of his pictures in my painting. Science really matters. Art is nice, and sometimes art really matters, but I think science has kind of got the edge. So I'm here to do my part and play along and see how it comes out.
I actually stopped by Susan's studio about, I'd say, what, two-thirds of the way in, or a little more. And it was lovely. She explained every part of it, and she integrated my PowerPoint almost perfectly. Like, it didn't need much explaining, even to my scientific brain.
That's pretty much the final. That is the final. It's hanging on the wall. He included things included in his PowerPoint that I sort of threw in. This was the Petri dish with some of the bacteria, some of the pictures of the bacteria. The capsule structure, very great design element. I love design. And we were talking about sugar coats and donuts. So the donut hole is also in the painting. And I used some of the words about science and the fact that science matters to me. And then generally speaking, I usually wind up painting over words and they simply become design elements. But to me, they're still there sending a subliminal message. So.
In 3 years, when people are x-raying your photo for your painting for secrets, they'll find the words.
Well, now when I sort of publish things, I tend to put an explanation beside them about, well, this is about if you care, if it just appeals to you. I mean, if you didn't know what we were talking about, this is just like, oh, that red will go with my black couch just fine. In fact, part of my next exhibit will be things that go well with your couch. And there'll be a couch right under them and a bunch of paintings. I don't expect people to understand what I was talking about, but I like them to get maybe every now and then a visceral reaction and go, I really like that. I don't know why, and that's fine. They don't need to know where every element came from.